Hey there guys, my name's the Reaper, and in today's video we're going to be taking the Butchers at Rocket League. So for those of you who aren't aware, the purpose of the Taking the Butchers series is to be halfway between a first impressions and a review series. So basically, say you look on the Steam store, you're browsing through, you see a game that catches your eye, think, oh, I might like that, I want to check that out. Or say a friend's talking to you, recommends, oh, you should try this game. These are the purpose of these videos. Is a game catches your eye, you want to know a bit about it, you want to quickly ascertain whether or not you're going to enjoy it. These videos are for you. So I'm going to have some gameplay footage. I'll briefly run through the mechanics of the games that I test, and hopefully you can determine fairly quickly whether or not that there's any problems with the game, and if whether or not quickly you're going to like it. So that's the purpose of these videos. So today's video is on Rocket League. So Rocket League is a arcadey style car football type game, up to 4 players on each side. So basically it's kind of an arcadey title, bit of a gem actually, I'd say. I do like this game. I think it's kind of a game that doesn't really appear on Steam enough. We need more of these kind of fun, light-hearted, well-made, arcadey style titles. The last one I probably enjoyed this much would be Zero Gear, which came about a few years ago on Steam. Didn't really sell that well. Great fun game. This is another really well designed, quite funny, arcadey type car game. So I'll go into a game in a second. I'm going to start by looking at the garage options for car customization. Won't take a moment. Okay, so these are all your customization options for the car. You're going to unlock these as you go on. You start with a few basic ones. We'll say straight away off the bat, all of these upgrades don't have any bearing on the stats or the performance of your car, so don't worry about being outmaneuvered or out sort of stats or out. No, there's no pay to win model, there's no free to play model. However, every single car, regardless of what you put on it, is going to handle the same, has the same boost, stats, etc. Regardless of whether you just started and it's your first game with your first car, or whatever options you put on it, your car's going to perform exactly the same. The only slight exception could be perhaps to be said is the type of body of the car you've got, because this is affecting the shape of your car. It's going to determine slightly differently how your car actually hits the ball. So say the Merc here, because it's quite angular, if the ball hits you on the side, it's going to reflect quite, almost certainly going to be side on. Flat front, so if you hit the ball head on, it's going to go forward but not very high because you're hitting it flat on. So I use the Octane, it's got a sloped front. If you hit the ball front on, you might get a bit higher. However, it's a very slight difference. That's the only thing of these customization options that's actually going to affect the game in any way. So you can tinker these as much as you like. Your car's going to perform exactly the same. So I like to run the Octane, it's a standard car. Sort of paint decals here, so you can tinker with these. As I say, you're going to unlock each of these at the end of every game. If you win a game, you unlock something from one of these categories to play with. There's quite a few options. So there's blue team and orange team. So if you're on blue team, the paint is going to look like any of these colours. So you can go with kind of teal, turquoisey colours, or you can go purple as well. And if you're on orange team, you can have orange, or you can have kind of yellow or sort of pinky reds as well. And you can change it to glossy, to matte, metallic, gloss, depending on what you've unlocked. Tyres, again, no bearing, just look cool. I've gone with these kind of Vortex futuristic-y looking tyres. I think they look pretty sick. There's a boost mechanic, so when you use boost, this is going to determine what it looks like. It's a really cool effect actually. I do like this data stream effect. They're all pretty cool looking. I love the aesthetics of the game. I just think I love the shine to the cars. The lighting's great. It looks very detailed but not kind of over the top. It's got a cool sort of aesthetic kind of angle to it. So I can switch that to flamethrower. This ion one's pretty cool as well. That's really bloody cool actually. Standard blue, yellow. These are just the ones I've unlocked. So there's all these other ones as well that I haven't got yet. So I'm just going to go with the data stream, so I think it looks cool. Car hats. If you want a game where you can put a car with a fez on it, this is for you. It's about fucking time, I think. So you've got cherry tops, fez, fire helmets, whatever you want. Since we've got the you're on your antenna, you can choose flags amongst other things as well. Since I'm the Reaper, I've obviously got the Union Jack flying proud there. So I think to complement that, we're going to have the Royal Crown, just so we're fully representing our home nation. So we've got the British flag and the crown jewels of the Queen flying proudly there. So again, so we can customise our car however we like. I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to jump into a game in a sec just to show you the mechanics and what it's all like. Just before I do that, I'm just going to go on to the Find Match. So this is when you go into a game, you can play single player with bots, however, it's kind of really designed for online play. They had a couple of problems with the matchmaking on the first sort of week or so, I think, of release, where the servers just got overloaded. I don't think they expected the volume of sales, and a lot of people had trouble finding games just because the servers were overloaded. Seems to be fixed now. The past couple of days I haven't had any trouble. Within a few seconds normally I'll be straight into a game. So you can pick, I've selected to do either standard or chaos games, so 3 on 3 or 4 on 4. You can do a duel, which is 1 on 1, or you can do doubles 2 on 2. You can also do ranked games, and you can pick your region, so I'm obviously going to be in Europe. Just tick that on there. So if I hit find match, it's going to find a 3 on 3 or a 4 on 4 game in Europe. Does work fairly well. Only one little gripe I would say I have with this is there's no option that you can tick to say you only want to start a game from the beginning. So for example, if I join matchmaking on my own, say there's a 4 on 4 game, someone drops out, so it's a 4 on 3, it will put me into that game. Each match is 5 minutes, and I think what happens is if the clock's got at least 4 minutes left on it, someone can immediately come into that game. I don't think I've ever joined a game, gone straight into it where there's been less than 4 minutes left on the clock. However, it would be nice to have an option to say I only want to join a game from the start. Because when you join matchmaker, you don't know if you're going to start a game from scratch from the 5 minutes, or if you're going to join a game that's say a minute down and the score could be different already. You could be 2-0 down with only 4 minutes left on the clock. So it's not the end of the world. I don't think I've joined a game with only a few seconds left or a couple of minutes left. However, it would be nice to have an option saying I only want to join a game that's going to start from scratch. Also makes it easier for me to record, because that way I can show you the entire sort of game from scratch. There's a bit more footage, looks a bit more interesting. So devs might put that in at some point. The game is still in early release, but slight little gripe there. Not the end of the world, but I think it just would be nice to have an option to say I only want to join a game from the start. So I'm going to find a match. I'm going to have a brief cut, and I'll see from the start of the game. Okay guys, so we just joined a 3 on 3 game. Thankfully we're from the start. So you can see the pitch here just as it's loading. You've got an enclosed area pitch, so there's no out of bounds in this. There's also a roof. You can see the kind of hexagon pattern going all the way around. So if the ball flies around, it's going to stay in. It's going to bounce off the walls or the roof if it goes that high. And as you may expect, object is we've got to get it in the orange goal. They've got to get it in the blue goal. Who'd have thought that? If you look at the bottom right hand corner, you'll see my boost meter. You pick the boost up by collecting these little orange nodules. I'm just driving over here, like that one there. So when you pick those up, you're going to build your boost meter. You can use this for a sort of temporary boost of speed. You can make it so you can get more momentum on the ball, or if you hit someone when you're boosting, if you're going fast enough, at the very least you'll knock them apart. If you're going fast enough, you'll actually make them explode and they'll have to respawn. So there's no rules about actually contacting the enemy in this game. You can smack them around as much as you'd feel. So it's kind of a contact car football sport. So that sort of little white circle there is where if the ball goes up really high, that's going to tell you where the ball's going to land. So you've got to keep track of that white circle. So the car controls, you can use W, S and D, or you can use a gamepad. I don't have an Xbox gamepad, but I found that the mouse and keyboard controls work really well. You don't have anything to worry about. If you don't have a gamepad, you'll be fine with the keyboard. I have no problems with controls. Work really well. Nearly scored an own goal there, that was good. So the controls work really well. So you got literally W, S and D, reverse. If you right click, you'll jump. And if you right click twice, you'll do a kind of double jump, so you can get a bit of extra height. If you're holding one of the keys when you do the second jump, so I'm holding D there, I can do a kind of left or right barrel roll. Or if you hold back, you're going to do a kind of bicycle kick thing. So if I go back, it's a bicycle kick. Or you can do a kind of reverse forward flip as well. So I can use my boost there to get a bit of extra momentum. See if I can blow someone up in a minute just to demonstrate that. Ooh, close but no banana. Die. Oh, I missed. Good job. So I picked up a bit more boost there. So you've got to pick up these nodules. The ones with kind of glowy circles around them, you get 100. The other ones give you about 10 or 15. So you've got to keep your boost active. Let's try and get momentum on the ball. Yeah, that was rubbish. And we scored. So when you score, someone it'll always go into this replay. You can skip this. If everyone right clicks, it's going to skip the replay. So he scored, and then I do love the little kind of explosion mechanic there at the end. Everyone goes flying, and you'll always get the replay. It also saves your replays, so you can check them all out in the main menu as well. Under extras, if you go into replays, you can check them all out. So I'm going to pick up some more boost. So it's kind of a game. This is a kind of game where it's a really good example of a very simple concept done very well. It's a very simple mechanic, however, it's really well put together. I'm going to knock you flying, mate. And it's just a lot of fun to play. I think there needs to be kind of more games like this on Steam. It's kind of light-hearted, fun, chilled out, well made, really love the aesthetic, just great fun to play. The game's only 5 minutes long, so you can just jump in. If you only got 15 minutes, you can play at least 2 games in that time, and it's just, or you can play just end on end, you can play loads of time, but it's just a great fun game. Surprisingly well, it sold really well, I think, for that reason. Great goal there again, nice one by that man. See the replay. It's a sort of game, the mechanics, I've managed to pick the mechanics up in about 3 games, if that. Anyone can play a few games, even if they're a newbie, they're going to pick up how it all works and just enjoy it right from the off. It's not difficult to get into, you don't have to play loads of games to get good. And it's just, I can't really find any major fault with it, apart from maybe the matchmaking thing, as I said. Ooh, that save. 50 points for a save. Love that. Some barrel roll type thing. That froggy guy from Star Fox was right, the barrel roll is actually useful at some point. Yeah, it's just I could recommend this to anyone. It's only 15 quid as it's come out on Steam. It'll probably be on sale at some point as well, so it's dirt cheap. Just a good fun game. So I'll just play the rest of the match out. You can probably see, again, it's not a game that needs a huge amount of explanation. You can see how the mechanics work. If you like the aesthetic, which I think you would, you can get an idea of that in the video. Let's see if we can score here. Oh yeah, it's finally scored on camera. See the replay of my massive skill. Yeah, slow motion, explosion. It's just, you get a great feeling when you score a goal like that. This game is just fun. There's no major bugs with it. The only little gripe, as I said, is the little matchmaking thing. It'd be nice to have an option to join a game only from scratch and not have to join a game that's already started. Oh, if that goes in. Oh, got another one in. Yes. So as I said, no real bugs, no lag issues. I've been playing on Europe, I've never got above it, I think about 30 ping. I'd never had a disconnection issue during the game. They're going to score. That was embarrassing. So as I say, yeah, no disconnection issues, no bugs that I've seen. Obviously everyone's got the same vehicle, there's no balance issues. It's really easy to pick up and play, it's cheap, and I can't think of a reason not to recommend it to people. So if you've got a spare 15 quid to spend, or whatever the equivalent money is where you're from, I'd recommend picking it up, just jump in. It's just, I think we need more games like this that are just kind of chilled out fun. Die! Yes! Explosion. Right, that's how you demolish someone. Going fast enough, you hit someone, you'll blow them up, and he's got to wait a few seconds to respawn. Oh god, they've got about half a dozen explosions there. And they've scored. Oh well. But yeah, it's just a very satisfying game. I love the look. I think the aesthetics are brilliantly designed, the sounds are great. Even just the opening, the music in the title screen is quite good as well. So I'm just gonna, I think I've explained everything I need to explain. This video doesn't take, sorry, the game doesn't take that long to explain in the video. It's pretty simple to understand what this game's all about. So you've seen the footage, I'll just play the rest of the match out. We might go into overtime, we'll just commentate the rest. So I would highly recommend this game to anyone. I can't find any major fault with it. If you like this style of game, you'll love this. So you've got to spare 15 quid, go pick this up. This is a game you can play with, even if you don't have a lot of time, you can play this game. And we've just won that match. So I've got an achievement there as well, and I got a new wizard hat for my car, so more car hats. So as I say, I'm going to end the video there. Thanks you guys for watching. If you like the video, please... that guy just exploded. Please leave a like, a subscribe really helps the channel as well. Leave any feedback in the video response section as well in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.